Welcome, 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 my lovelies. This is just a quick video, but I just thought I'd do one. I've actually stopped. I'm working on the commission at the moment. There will be a video for that up fairly soon. I just thought I'd do a quick video just to say thank you so much for everybody's well wishes. From my previous video, when I was coughing and spluttering all the way through it. I'd had an awful, horrible chest cold, and it even worse at night when you lie down and you start coughing and cough, then you get up again because you can't sleep. Anyway, I had a week of antibiotics and they have cleared it up. I still have a slight tickle in my throat, but this has been now into the third week, so it's definitely gone. Just left a bit agitated in my throat, but also I wanted to thank people of your lovely comments. Some of you commented about the outside terrace of the Art Deco house, and one lady had said she'd seen somewhere where there were lots of coloured umbrellas hanging like a canopy in the street, and that reminded me that John Boy and me had seen exactly the same piece of artwork in a place in the UK while we were on holiday. I remember we took photos of each other standing under them. I thought that was a good idea. Another lady wrote and said maybe some kind of trellis framework over the porch, or the balcony, and then put vines and things over that, so you still get dappled light coming in. That I liked very much, and I think I might work on that. So I'll think more about it, and if I can come up with a decent enough idea, and if I think I can make plant life look good enough, then I will certainly have a go at that. And also to Marulio, if Marulio is watching, hi there. I hope I pronounced your name right this time. You kindly helped me to pronounce it, which is really annoying when somebody pronounces your name wrong. I understand, I get it. And also you let me know that when I told the story of the aunt and uncle that lived upstate New York, a 2-hour drive upstate, along the Hudson River, they did live in Poughkeepsie, but it is pronounced Poughkeepsie, not Poughkeepsie. It's Poughkeepsie. And as I read your message, it all came back to me as well. So thank you for refreshing my memory. As we get older, I think the memory starts going. But anyway, in this video mainly I'm going to take you guys back into the conservatory, and I'm going to show you John Boy's Grosvenor Hall, just to show you a few more bits that he's put in there. But also a lady had written and commented and said that she had the same house, so she had seen the videos where he had been starting to put false walls and things in, but she'd love to have seen it properly finished. I think I did show that in a video, and I can't remember which one because it would have been part of another video, but I'm going to take you there now. So this is the main part of the video, so hopefully you can see it, and hopefully you get some good ideas. His house looked fantastic. I was really pleased with the way he'd done it all. He's a good boy, is John Boy. Anyway, let's go up into, I don't know why I'm doing that because the house is that way. Let's go up to the house and show you what's been happening in. Okay guys, I thought I'd start from the outside, just for those of you who hadn't seen the videos and didn't know what Grosvenor Hall looks like. So that's the house there. That's my big Ashcroft Hall house, which I will be starting work on reasonably soon. Maybe after I get the commission done, I'll move on to that. But anyway, this is it from the outside, and we'll go in and I'll show you what John Boy's been doing. And before, just before I finish this video, as I get to the end of it, I have another little story to tell you. So, so watch on. Okay, so let's go down to the ground floor first of all. We'll go into the lounge. I think I made the sofa and the chair in that. That's all I did in that room. But I think he's laid it out really quite nicely. And there's a whole false wall at the back there, about 1.5 inches, 2 inches away from the back. And John Boy's put in patio doors there, and then a picture behind that of a garden, just to give the impression that it goes out to the back of the garden, which looks really good. And this is the main hallway, and you can see where he's put in a false wall there. It's, I don't know, a good 6 or 7 inches from the back wall, and he's then split it into two. So there's two rooms there with a wall in the middle, and one side he's put a little cloak room there, little downstairs toilet or bathroom, and then next to it is a door that just looks like it goes through another door to go upstairs into the rest of the house. So that was quite a change there from the from how it looked in the beginning, which it was just a stairway to begin with. Here's the kitchen. He's got lots of the furniture here, the green furniture and the kitchen table. That's all from D-Door Designs. Our friend Julie, she's very good, and she's makes things look real. See in the sink there, there's dirty dishes in the sink, pots and pans to be cleaned. I think she does an excellent job. If we go upstairs here, go into a dining room. The table again is from D-Door Designs. I do apologise up front, folks, if I forget to say anything. I don't mean to. And here we have the middle sort of hallway, which has been made into a room. So there's doors coming into the room here, and again 2 doors going out the back there to the rest of the house. And oh, there I am in the mirror. Hi. And then if we come across here, this room doesn't have any false walls in. They don't have to go in every room, but this is obviously a music room where you can relax or play some music. And then if we come up here, we go into the third sort of landing, which is another little room, a nice little study there. Lovely bits and pieces there, papers to be read, a little pot of tea or coffee, and again the double doors through the back. At night they light up behind the doors because it's he put spare bulbs, not spare, he just put bulbs in the back rooms through the door, so it just looks like they go into another room. And there's the a child's bedroom there. Look at that pram. I have put that in video before, along with gifts that we got from a very, very kind person. Very kind lady indeed. Right, let's move over here, and we've got the children's toy room. Lots of bits and pieces. Very pretty. And let's go up into the attic. Okay, and there's the very top hallway, again with the doors through the back and the false wall brought out a few inches. And then we can go through a door there into the bathroom with a lovely, lovely suite there. I think that's a Bodo Hennig suite, from what I remember. Very pretty. And also into the attic, which is my favourite room. Oh, he's got step ladders there. I don't know if they were meant to be standing up against the wall. Let me just do that. They maybe weren't meant to be standing up against the wall, and he'll come in, and if he sees it, he'll have to put them back. He is going to make some stuff to go into the tea chests at some point. But like we all say, it's having time, isn't it, folks? But I made the tea chests, and that was from Julie Warren's channel. They just were great fun to make. Thank you for Julie for putting that out there. And the suitcases, the different sizes of suitcases. I made those, and I think it looks really good. And he's just done a brick wallpaper for the attic at the top, and just lots of bits and pieces. There's an old coat there and hat. Looks really good. And lots of different things. Shoe boxes. You can never have enough shoes, handbags, and dolls' houses. I've always said because I'm in the conservatory, and that has nothing to do with dolls' houses whatsoever. But just to let you guys know, I'm trying to see if I can grow some sweet corn. As you can see, the seeds were only planted a few days ago. So there's nothing to show. Nothing to show here, guys. Stand back. So yeah. So I will. Now I've shown you that, I shall keep you up to date as to what happens to our sweet corn. I did grow them years ago, and they grew really nicely. But I'm going to try again this year. So let's see how the sweet corn go. Right. We'll go back down to the workshop, and I shall finish my little story. Hey guys. So we've come back down to the workshop. I have a fresh cup of tea. Cheers. Oh, nice and hot. So as I was boiling the kettle and thinking about coming back down to the workshop, and I realised I had mentioned the pram in John Boy's house, and I completely forgot to say that they're from the lovely Martine that sent us those wonderful, wonderful gifts. I should have said at that point, I'm really sorry, but Martine, if you're watching this video, I hope you are feeling better along with myself, because I know I know you haven't been too well recently either. So I hope you're starting to pick up as I am. Best wishes to you. So yes, so just a little story at the end. I was lying in bed last night, and as I do, thinking about this house, thinking about that house. I'm decorating everything, blah, 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 and going through the different stories that I've told. And it just came into my mind that I completely forgot about this, about the, when I told you about being in City Island over in the States at New York, and talking about the fireflies that were flying around. And I said that I thought they were fairies or something, and I was my mind was blown with it. And it did remind me of a fairy story that I can tell you just quickly. There's not much to the story, but I'll tell you anyway. When I used to live years ago with my previous partner, we lived in York, in the city of York, in Yorkshire. It's a very old city, and there was I've actually got tales from living in that city as well, because it is reputed in the UK to be the most haunted city in the UK, and some things over the 10-12 years that I lived there did sort of happen. So I will say that for another time, but that just made me think as I was telling you guys. But while we were living in York, we would something had come up on the TV about the Cottingley fairies. So some of you listening to us right now, you will know instantly what I'm talking about. I'll put it up on the screen somewhere. I haven't edited the video yet, so I might be pointing up here, then it might come down here. I don't know. Who knows? Who cares? But yes, I'll put Cottingley fairies, and it's from I can't remember now, Victorian times, 19 something or other, 07, 1910, 1918, I can't remember now, but it was many years ago, and it's in the UK, it's a very famous story. I don't know how worldwide it went, but it was about two little girls, two cousins, that lived there, and at the bottom of their stream where they lived in their garden, they took photos with the old original cameras that they had at the time, the big box brownie camera things, and they took photos of these little fairies in the glen where they were playing by the stream, and it just became a famous thing. So a lot of you will know exactly what I'm talking about. It was a friendly hoax in the beginning, it turned out to be, but it has become a really big thing, the Cottonley Fairies. But because of that, my partner and me, we were adults at that time, decided to track them down, or to track down the house. And we went to Cottonley, which wasn't far from where we lived. It's in Yorkshire, and we drove there and got to this just a tiny little road at one point, and thought, well, it's a tiny little place, and we just saw some old guy doing his garden at the front garden, pruning roses or something. And I stopped the car and got out and, and asked him if he had any idea where the Cottonley Fairies house was. And we can't believe our luck, because the house was diagonally opposite where I asked this old man, and he just smiled and looked, and he said, that row of houses opposite, I think there was about half a dozen terraced houses in a row just on their own on the other side of the road. And he said the end house right at the end, that's where they lived. And it turned out that one of the ancestors, I can't remember if it was one of the girls that had grown up, if it was her daughter, who is now an old lady, or then was an elderly lady, is actually living in the house. And we were all excited about this. Turned out that she lived there on her own, and she was a lot older than us. To us, she was an elderly lady, probably in her 80s. And we knocked on the door and stood back so we weren't too close to her. We didn't want to frighten her. And she answered the door, and I just stood there and said that we read a lot about the Cottonley Fairies, and we were told that this was the house where the little girls lived. And we thought she was going to slam the door shut, and she obviously could tell by looking at us, because there was something about us that she didn't have to be frightened of. And she welcomed us with open arms. She asked us in. We went into the house. We went back through into the little kitchen. The house was just like it was apparently many, many years ago. She had hardly changed a thing. It was like going back in time, literally. And we went out into the little back garden, and it went down steps down a steep hill, the grass and the garden went down to, and a stream at the bottom of the garden, and then all forest sort of trees, woodlands up the other side. And she said that's where the photos were taken, down the bottom of the garden, just where the stream is. And she says, you're very welcome, boys, if you want to go down and have a look. And there was where they'd had wind damage for I don't know how far previously, but there was a big tree that had come down, quite a big tree, just lying across the path in her garden. And we ended up moving the whole thing to the side of the garden for her, because she was unable to go down the steps in her own garden. And she was nearly in tears. She was so thankful that we had turned up and arrived, and was able to move this tree for her. And she said, and now I can go down and see my fairies when I want to, because of the history in the family. And it was really quite moving. But we were so pleased to have gone there and seen there. And of course we had gone down, the two of us. She let us go down on her own, and you could see, when you look at the old photos of the little girls in this, you could see where it was, the whole area. Absolutely amazing. So we went down there and pretended that we saw the fairies and talked to them. But anyway, I think my partner Dean did make me laugh at the time when we left the house. I don't know why I'm telling you this. I don't mind being laughed at. That's the reason I'm telling you this. But we got out of the lady's house to go back into the car, and Dean looked at me and he said, well, I bet that's the first time she's actually seen a couple of fairies down the bottom of her garden for real. So, on that note, cheers. I will love you and leave you with that thought. Hopefully it won't do too much damage to you mentally. And hopefully it's given you a little chuckle. Nice speaking to you again. As I said, hopefully very, very soon I will have done enough on the beginning of part of this commission to put a video out and show you. Okay, Keep well, keep safe, and take care, everybody, and speak again soon. Bye.